Hello friends, welcome back to the channel and another video in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. Today we are going to fly the recently released Airbus A220 in collaboration with Inibuilds and Synaptic Simulations. And we'll take it from Toronto Pearson Airport into LeBlanc. It's a Canadian flight flown by Air Canada in real life. So we are going to replicate that and we'll see how this aircraft performs. So meet me in the cockpit and let's get this flight started. All right, we are in the cockpit of the A220. And this is gonna be kind of like a full flight tutorial, full flight video and sort of a tutorial, if you will. And we will start with going into our EFB and pulling our flight plan from SimBrief. That gives us the METAR and the routing. And from here we are gonna start with the power up procedure. To do that, we will go to the overhead panel. Make sure the wipers are in off position. Make sure the landing gear is down. Throttles are in the idle position. And engine starters are off. Flaps and speed brakes are retracted. We will start with the battery and turn the two batteries into the auto mode. This will provide some power to the aircraft and the screens will start coming into life. I'm not gonna do any review of the add-on because there are a lot of reviews around that you can probably find on YouTube. We are just gonna do the flight instead. So with the screens turning on, let's go to the checklist and let's go to and start the power on procedure. Most of the items are checked. Electronic checklist on DU2, which is where it is right now. And hydraulic 3AB and 2B pumps on, which are on our overhead, which if we go top to the overhead panel, these are the three pumps that we need to turn to the auto positions. And that should be checked automatically. And APU or external power, we are gonna use external power today. And external power is showing in use, so it turns on automatically. So is it really? Yeah, it is. Okay. So the external power will be turned on, and that completes the power on checklist. From there, we will continue with the pre-flight. There are a lot of items to consider here. First flight of the day, yes, it is. Ice detector test is not functional at this point in time. Circuit breakers can be checked by going into the other screens when they come to life. If they come to life. And I hope there is nothing wrong with this aircraft right now, because I don't think it is doing what it was supposed to be doing. Let's check the ground equipment and make sure we have a GPU attached. And looks like we don't. So attach the chocks, attach the GPU. So even though it was showing in use, there was no GPU attached. So that's kind of a bug, I guess, that they need to sort out. There are some bugs reported with this aircraft, so that might be one of them. So let's wait for the screens to come to life, and then we will continue with the checklist. Rudder trim needs to wait until our IRS is aligned. There we go. All the screens are operational, and we probably can continue the checklist here, but we will be checking a couple things. So circuit breakers, those are checked through the Synaptics page. If we pull the Synaptics page and circuit breakers here, no breaker is tripped, so those are in good condition. And from here we'll just test the oxygen masks. Rudder trim will need to wait until the IRS is aligned, which automatically starts aligning in this aircraft. Yep, oxygen is tested. And the IRS alignment, you can see it from the position page of the FMS. If you go into the IRS, it tells that we have roughly 6 minutes polar alignment, so we are gonna wait for that before we can do the rudder trim. Airplane documents are on board. These are just items that are there. Engine emergency equipment, not probably possible in a sim to verify these. Overhead panel. We'll do an overhead panel scan. Starting here, all looking good. Nothing to worry here. Same here, there is really not much to do in the overhead. Nav lights are on. Over here, nothing really. Down below, we will arm the emergency lights. And seat belts can go, well, they will here in a moment. Let me just do this and load the aircraft so that we can fuel. And I'm gonna take a little bit extra and round it up to 5,500 kilograms of fuel. Sorry. And that happened. And let's load the aircraft. And that should give us the reason to turn the seatbelt signs on because the fueling is complete. And no personal electronic devices will remain in auto. So that's the overhead done. Glare shield, again, not much to do here at this point in time. We will check a couple things. We will arrange the displays. Usually you'll have the map here, status page there, and then you will have the map and the data. Like this, the Synaptic page was fine here. And you can change which side of the screen takes which information here. And over here, I'm not sure if this is a bug or if it's a true to life, but you have to select the swap function here before you can swap the displays and make this button operational. So that's something that I was fiddling with, which we are not going to change for today. We'll continue the checklist here. Glare shield is checked, all good. Displays are checked and organized, and ACAS and info, which we can check. Info, these are going to clear themselves out, and ECAS says FMS position, which is expected, so it's good. And that leaves us with the rudder trim. While the IRS is aligning, let's go ahead and take a look at our FMS, clear the messages, go to the flight plan and uplink from SimBrief, which uploads the flight plan into the secondary, Toronto Pearson to LeBlanc. Estimated time of departure would be 6:30 or 18:30, which we will enter into this box. Fine. And then departures we will select and then confirm with ATC, but we are expecting runway 23 via the dead key 5 departure with an Alaba transition. That's our departure. Arrivals, we are expecting the direct into LeBlanc to an ILS to runway 6 via vectors, which is what we want. So that's selected. Alternate airport is Charlie Yankee Hotel Zulu, which we can enter. From here, because some combinations are triggering other things. So that's that. I was typing with the keyboard. Cruise altitude to our alternate according to our flight plan, let me see what the alternate cruise level is. It is 150, so 15,000, which we can type, enter. Average wind throughout our flight is gonna be 274 at 43 knots. Again, this is probably much easier for me to put it in here. Average ISA is 5 degrees, so that's gonna be into this box, and we can activate and execute. So it should carry everything to the active flight plan. We can go ahead and select the winds and request them and uplink the wind information. Fuel, we know we took 5500. We can start the boarding, I guess, with GSX.
Boarding requested.
And come back to this page later. Let's see if the IRS is aligned. It did, so we can do the rudder trim check and complete our checklist. To do that, we will move the rudder trim. I'm gonna use my controller assignment to the right. As you see, it's moving. Now we don't want to attach the push bag tag, and then we will move the rudder to the left. Yep, rudder trim is working indeed. So we can check that item on the checklist. Altimeters, we can check the METAR information from our EFB. Looks like passengers are also boarding the aircraft. So METAR information is altimeter 2987. We will set that here by switching to inches again. At the end, it was a bug. It shows hectopascals even if this was selected inches, and 87. And that is 1012 because this standby does not have the inches mercury option, and it only has the hectopascals, so we will select that. The other side should be synced, which it did, and that's the altimeters done. Center panel, we'll just put the auto brakes to RTO, and that's center panel done. Pedestal, we will have to adjust our radios.
Good afternoon.
We will listen on VHF 1, listen at VHF 2, transmit on 1. We will listen to the cabin, PA, and interphone. Same for our co-pilot, VHF 1, VHF 2, cabin, PA, and interphone. We are not going to bother with the third one because we don't have a third pilot on board. And that is the pedestal done. Side stick, we will verify the side stick by going into the flight control Synaptic page, and we will make sure the side stick is moving and that movement is reflected here. So that's checked, and that completes our pre-flight, which leaves us with the before start checklist. While the boarding is commencing, let's go ahead and calculate our preliminary takeoff performance. According to our flight plan, estimated zero fuel weight is 48.02, which we will enter here. Kilograms. No, I'm sorry, that's takeoff weight, not zero fuel weight, sorry. Let me just fix that. Estimated takeoff weight is 53,229. 53,229. Runway 23 is the departure runway. Surface is dry. According to the METAR information, Winds are 160 at 8 knots and temperature is 27 degrees. 160 at 08. Temperature 27. Altimeter, can we change it to hectopascals from inches mercury? We know the hectopascals. Let's just go ahead and enter it, 1012. And hex on, NTIs off, trust config auto flap setting, and calculate. So preliminary performance calculation says that we have a TO2, VR, V1 124, 129, 134, and flap setting will be 2. If we go down here to performance, we are gonna select TO2. Outside air temperature is 27. Runway wind is 160 at 08. Climb, we can climb a little bit less power. 129. And we will update these numbers once the boarding is completed. 124, 129, 134. So I was incorrect. 124, 129, and 134. That is our read speeds. Slat flap configuration will be 2. Bleed source will be engine, wing off, call NTIs off. Departure profile will be noise abatement procedure number 1. There is a website being maintained by Blackbox 711 that gives you this information. If you are interested, you can go and check. But the acceleration altitude will be 3000. Thrust reduction will be 1500. There we go. And that is the performance. And this should be good. And we'll take a look at the flight plan and compare our flight plan routing. Well, actually, let's do it this way. On the second screen, we can select the data. And we can select the departure, which will give us the chart here. We can zoom in. And let's take a look. Out, runway 23. We are heading 0.5 miles on runway track and then vectors to Sour. And then Sekit, Dead Key, and Sunin, which is here, and then should be Olaba from there. Olaba. That checks out. There are no restrictions whatsoever. Fix, we will just do a fix for the MSA, which is 100 feet around the vicinity of the airport. So we will do a fix. Reference will be CYYZ, and then that's gonna be a 25-mile ring. It should draw it on our PFD map screen, or not PFD, I'm sorry, MFD map screen. That is the fix we need. The discontinuities, we can clear those by selecting and pasting this there. There was a way to delete the discontinuities by selecting them, I believe, but it's because we are vectored, that's probably gonna stay there. Let's check the others. This we can clean and vector him into the runway to the missed approach also. So that's looking good. And we can go into the Via 2 page and then confirm that against our flight plan. Right, let's bring the tablet and pull our dispatch. Take a look at our flight plan. Routing Olaba Q951 to Talno, Q929 to Toxal, direct to Dainol, and Q951 to Paxap, direct to our runway 06. So our flight plan routing is correct. And looks good. Legs fine. Okay, all good. We check this, runway 23 is correct. We check this. Position report is not required at this point. We'll keep the legs page here. And flight plan. Temperature, fuel. Now we can fill out this. Let's take a look at our EFB load sheet. Current weight is 53,677, so it's changed a little bit. So 53,677, slightly higher than what we planned. CG, current CG is 25.2. Oh, that's zero fuel weight. I was entering it incorrectly. Zero fuel weight is 48,177. Okay, now better. 24.5%. We know we took 5,500 kilograms of fuel. Let's go ahead and start the APU. Number of passengers, 103. According to our flight plan, let's take a look. Taxi fuel is 163. Yep, that's correct, that one. Okay, execute this. That should give us the correct performance figures. APU is starting, and in the meantime, let's request our clearance. We'll just listen to the ADIS first. It's correct altimeter. Formation whiskey. And this is our runway QD1 for runway 23. 237. Okay, that's what we needed. Escape. Pearson delivery, good afternoon. Air Canada 646, correction 646, with information whiskey, requesting IFR to LeBlanc. Right, that's our clearance. Everything checks out, and we are ready to leave the gate. We have boarding collected, so let's go ahead and complete the ground equipment stuff. So let's close the doors, remove the chocks, remove the GPU, and we are ready to go. Let's request push and start. This should trigger grab GSX. What happened? Okay, we are cleared.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Nice. Southeast. So we have to, in that case, push our tail to the right, nose to the left. That's what we need to do.
Departure checks complete.
So what is this invalid speed use map? FMS1 fail. So that's GSX doing this. Let's go ahead and select it's here. My God.
Blocking.
What happened now? Is it another bug? Route is still there. Partial briefing is done, APU is done, parking brake is done, before start check is completed now. What we said, tail right, nose left.
Release parking brakes, please.
We will, let's just go back to the FMS to see if it's, yep, if it's back. So that was a bug caused by GSX, unfortunately. So let's release the parking brakes.
Commencing push.
And we will start the engines. And in the meantime, let's go to the info. Right, let's start with the right engine first. And FMS failed again. So not sure what's going on here, guys. Okay, let's go to a different page and come back to the FMS. Okay. For taxi. Go back to the FMS. Is it gonna fix itself? No.
Please set parking
All right.
brakes.
We will wait until we start the engines.
Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
This could be something caused by GSX dual ADS fail. Okay, very nice. That's what we needed. All right, max motoring. Engine is gonna start. We see the oil pressure and pressure increasing, ignition, and we are gonna see the M1 spooling very shortly. And the FMS came back. All right. Was that because of the? Yep, this one. APU should be running, but that's a bug. We know that, and that causes some issues with the electrical system, looks like it. But that is done. Starter is not disengaged, so we cannot start the left engine yet. We are waiting for that to happen, and we will request the taxi clearance. In the meantime, overlay, we will do the terrain, and VSD can stay. You can have the VSD over here. Traffic terrain VSD. And the symbols, we will select nearest airports, range to altitude selected, ETA speed, altitude. I think that's going to be it. Nothing in the info. Engine 1 is started, so let's go ahead and start engine 2. In the meantime, let's go ahead and see what does that message mean. So, message invalid speed, use manual, done. That's because we haven't engaged the flight director to TOGA. Nav, VNav, that should fix itself now with this. And we are waiting for the left engine to start. It's max motoring right now. And then it's gonna start spooling the M1 and EGT. Will start going up. There we go. Yep, it's done. Okay, let's pull up the checklist, see what we got left before taxi. APU. Okay, we will wait until the engines are done. That didn't quite work, did it? Yeah, it didn't. The pushback was not done correctly, but so be it. This is not like tail right, nose left position we requested, but so be it, we are fine. Alright, both engines are good. Let's just call GSX and tell them to disconnect.
Unlocking.
We can continue with the after start pushback flow. We'll set the flaps to flaps 2. For departure, we are gonna keep the performance on FMS1, routing on FMS2. Another message, check departure performance done. Yes, let's check. I don't think it's gonna make any difference, but winds are still correct. Takeoff
Tow truck
weight.
disconnected. Bypass pin removed. Left is clear. Right is clear.
Let's take a look if we can. I think we'll be fine. All right, let's do this. Performance sync. I'm gonna cheat here, calculate and send to FMS. This should fix it. And we will, in case something happens, V2 is 135, we will set that to the manual so that we have it at least prepped to switch to the manual speed mode if we have to. V2 plus 5 is what I'm gonna select here. Those messages keep... I don't understand. I am not sure what this is doing here. Climb is fine, cruise is fine, descent is fine, arrival is fine. Set V speeds. So what do you want? That's weird. am not sure what am I dealing with here, so I haven't had too much experience with this aircraft, but let's go ahead and kill the APU. Flaps are selected as 2, flight controls, full up, full down, full left, full right, and we will control the rudder. I'm still trying to figure out what is wrong with the performance. It cleared itself out though. Full left, full right. Neutral, rudder is checked, so flight controls are free and correct. Nose steering is selected on. ICAS and info. Dual ADS fail or ADS fail. Let's see if we can spot. Let's do something different here, non-normal. Do we have an ADS fail checklist here in the non-normal list? So the traffic is, or ADS-B is failing for some reason. And I have no idea why. This is a little bit interesting, and I don't understand what's going on here. Oh, that's because of this. That's because we don't have our flight number entered. That's ACA 646. I bet this is it. Is it gonna clear itself? Oh, it did not. Anyway, I'm not gonna bother with it, and let's see what happens. We probably can depart and maybe it will sort itself out. So, before takeoff checklist. APU bleed is not required, FMS is set, trims are set, flaps set, anti set, autobiography set, ICAS info checked, thrust checked, and we will hold it until we get to the runway. Now, tune and request taxi. So we're here, Alpha Kilo Alpha, which is this taxiway, and then hotel is where we are gonna hold, which is down here. Alpha and hotel right here. Okay, cool. We know where to go now. let's get going. Taxi light is coming on. That's all we need. Parking brake is off. And off we go. I give slight power to help the aircraft move. We're not that heavy. We still can roll in idle thrust, but hey, it's a little bit challenging with executing the turns in Microsoft Flight Simulator, so I'm gonna go a little bit higher on the thrust just to keep the aircraft moving. And we should be on not thanks stuttering. Not sure what is going on there, but the FPS dropped down to 20. So the performance and the optimization is not great at this point. It still requires some optimization for the aircraft to perform a little bit better. And slight oversteer is still required on the ground. Let's keep going. We are looking for Alpha Kilo, which should be ahead of us right here. So we need to make that right turn into Alpha Kilo after following this line here towards our left and then right. Okay, I'm not sure what. Oh, this is not us, this is different. Okay, this should be Alpha. It doesn't seem like it, but taxi markings in Microsoft Flight Simulator are not completely accurate unless you are using a payware airport, which I am not, for Pearson. Okay, we'll call like this. Take a look. Yeah, something messed up my camera views. Not sure why. I have to set them up again. Most of them are not what I wanted them to be. But at least we are doing okay now. So let's bring the map up here. So I'll finish the taxi. I don't want to keep you guys here while I'm taxiing through the airport, and then bring you guys back when we are at the runway. Okay, we are coming up to the runway, handed over to the tower, but I still have these warnings here: ADS fail, DMC 2B, 1B, circuit breaker, left engine fault, yada yada yada. So I'm gonna stop here and try to do a quick diagnosis before requesting the departure clearance. I'm guessing these are just bugs displaying there because engine is running just fine. Let's see here. Yep, so let's do these circuit breakers and correct them. It should help with the errors. So I'm not sure why these are popped, but they are now in. There's only one. Battery left charger. So we have a battery. And APU is off. Cabin power is on. Hydraulics are good. Generators are on. I bet it is this external power stuff, because you see it's now gone. Everything looks okay, which is what we want. So we are gonna go back to the status page, go back to our checklist. Runway is confirmed, cabin is ready, before takeoff checklist is complete. This one was also completed. Now let's request departure. I don't know how am I gonna fly heading 180 when departing from a runway with heading 327, but I guess we are gonna turn. We'll keep the heading mode, and we are gonna turn to 180 after departure. Let's set this up, and this is awfully slow. That's why I want to do it right now. Okay. Good. Now we are ready to go. Runway 23 is identified.
On runway 23.
Okay, there's an aircraft coming. The throttle on. Increase the thrust. Let's bring the map page here. No need to apply forward pressure to the SUTEC in this aircraft, and increasing the throttle. And the AT should take off and take over the thrust. Yep, it did. So speed is alive. .100 knots, coming up to V1, and rotate. Okay, positive rate, gear is coming up, and we are going to follow the flight director. We are gonna start our turn. We can get the autopilot engaged. Turn to heading 180. And we can retract the flaps slowly. I'm gonna increase the speed manually and then go to the FMS speed. Okay, we are gonna do a direct to saver, execute. And now we should go to nav. And that should take us to Sabre directly. Go to the FMS speed. And completely retract the flaps. And keep the performance and climb here. Perfect, that's the departure done. We are out of Toronto now. And no issues. Passing 5,000. And the aircraft is accelerating nicely, so we're good. We're good. There's a professional terrain display. I cannot get it to work for some reason, so I'm not sure why. Let's see if we can switch to auto mode again so that the transponder takes care of itself. Yep. Passing 7,000, we can turn off the taxi lights now. The rest is gonna stay like this. And we are coming up to 10,000, so we are gonna get ready to retract the flaps. Retract the landing lights, or turn off the landing lights rather. And that should be it for the departure stuff. Let's take a look at our checklists after takeoff. ICAS is checked, all is good now. And high altitude climb we will get there once we get to beyond 35,000 feet, because our cruise level is 39,000. So we passed 10,000. Landing lights are coming off. Seat belts are going to auto. Perfect. We'll sync the heading bug to our current heading and go back to the map page here. All looking good here. We'll monitor the systems, mainly fuel and hydraulics from here, and the avionics. These are the tests. Okay. Ice detect test is here. It was not there. Maybe it did update itself, or there was an update that I missed. Not sure how that is possible, but okay, that's fine. What we can do is we can select the map page on both, because we don't need the Synaptic page all the time. That will give us a bigger map. Okay, we're good. We are good. Performance is still not great, but hey, so be it. We're fine. That will come back later. They are working on optimizations, and there is already a 1.0.3 set to release this coming Monday. Hopefully it will improve the performance of this aircraft, but overall I think this has been a good experience, and this is my first real flight with this aircraft while I'm recording the video. I haven't completed any sectors before. I just did the setup, maybe took off, but that's about it. Didn't complete a flight, and I have never landed this aircraft, just for you to know. But so far we're going good. Let's take a look here. So we're not reached cruise, but yeah, we're good. This should be the center giving us higher clearance, maybe to our cruise level. Here we go, 3900. Set, verified, and now we can go to the checklist and do the high altitude climb, and we will avoid the icing conditions. So anti-ice systems should be turned off. For this to work. Now we can complete. Now we can climb. One thing that came to my mind is we can put the see. Yeah, we'll leave it at the map page. It's fine. So we can go to standard barometric pressure. We passed 18,000 on here and the standby. Now we are gonna go to the cruise, and I'll probably time lapse the rest until we are ready to descend. So enjoy the rest of the flight until we are ready to descend the aircraft. Alright friends, welcome back. Top of climb is nearing. Oh, I'm sorry, top of descent is nearing, and we are gonna check the checklist for descent and approach. Anti-ice, and wing anti-ice below flight level 350. We are gonna wait. FMS minima, all of this stuff is still pending, so there is nothing we can do with the checklist as of now. We'll go back to the map. And there's top of descent, and we are waiting for ATC to clear us to lower altitudes. Okay, we have an early descent. Let's do this. And let's go to VNav and flight level change. And we are starting to descend slowly. Okay, it's gonna start to descend slowly until we are in the VNav path, and then that's from where it's gonna catch up to the profile. But right now we are at least following the ATC command and we are descending, and all should be good now. Alright, let's keep descending like this, and I will bring you guys back, or I will meet you guys when we are ready to pass below 10,000. Okay, we are passing below 35,000. We can complete the checklist now, so we can go to the overhead and set the anti-ice systems back to auto. FMS, let's check. Descent. Looking good. Set the V speeds. We're gonna say +5 for the wind correction. And let's take a look at the METAR at our destination airport. Refresh this. QNH is 29993. Winds are 020 at 4 knots. 020 at 04. Outside air temperature is 20 degrees. QNH is 29993. 20 degrees Celsius. 299. Like that though. Minimums. Let's take a look at our approach chart, and we can do this on the screen also, but minimums are showing that for ILS it's gonna be 425 feet according to the chart. So if we go to the data page on FMS2, and then if we pull the arrival charts, ILS 06, zoom in, our minima is 425. Final approach course should be automatically set to 61. Okay. Is that also automatically set 188? Let me see one thing. No. That's the airport elevation, I bet. Airport elevation 232. If we pull the airport, what's the runway elevation? 06223. Then I think this is our minima, is what I'm thinking. Okay. Minima set, auto brakes. Let's see. Landing performance. Sync. FMS. Sync. Compute. Landing weight. Where is our landing weight? Landing weight 50712. Plus 5 knots on the V pilot. Manual, brake mode, reversers, compute. This is a bug, don't worry about it. Flaps 5. We are gonna use medium brakes. We have plenty of distance. If we do high, let's compute again. Stop margin. Yeah, will be good. Yep, we will be good. We are gonna use medium auto brakes. That's set. ICAS is checked. Arrival briefing is complete. So descent and approach checklist is done. We are gonna keep the before landing. Go back to the map. And that's it. We are just gonna vector ourselves into the airport and hopefully land the aircraft. See you at the 10,000 threshold. Okay, we are below 18,000, so let's set the altimeter to, well, come on. It's 2992, wasn't it? Two nine or 3, okay. Altimeters are set and we're good. So we are waiting for ATC to give us the vectors to the final, and they are gonna make us intercept the runway straight in a straight line, which is great according to what I'm seeing here. nearing 10,000. We can speed things up just a little bit to save time. That's what we have planned, so we should not have any issues with that one. This is good. We are coming down to 10,000. 3,000 is set in the box. And there's the fix that we are headed to. What we can do at this point is, because we are cleared for ALS, we can go to the direct to and select KSID, execute, and put the aircraft to the nav mode. And that will take us to directly to where we need to be. Alright, perfect. We passed below 10,000, landing lights are coming on. So as the passenger signs. Great. Alright, we are coming down nicely. I'm gonna speed it up a little bit. And we will hopefully be on the ground very shortly. Meantime, before landing, altimeters are checked. Flaps and other stuff we will worry about very shortly. Good. Once we are at 3000, we can arm the approach mode. And that should be the last thing for the glare shield stuff. And we will wait for the aircraft to reach to the runway. Very good. Performance is still not great, 25 FPS. That's probably because of the clouds. We are below the clouds, leveling off at 3000. There is some coverage, but it does not look too bad. There is the 3000.
2500.
And that's the radio altimeter. Okay, all looking great now. We'll arm the approach.
2500.
And the approach is armed. We can go flaps 1. And we will slow it down. That's the warning for flaps. We need to slow first. Yes, there we go. Alright, flaps 2. Speed will be maintained by the aircraft, so I'm not worried about it.
2500. 2500.
Flaps 3. Are we still on acceleration? Yes, we are. Okay, we will stop the time acceleration once we are at the waypoint. Flaps 3. A little bit early in my opinion, but hey, it's okay. We are almost there. We should capture the localizer shortly. So what's the ILS frequency? Did we tune it in? We probably haven't. Slow this down. It'll give us more time to take a look at this 1097. Alright, that should be it. It should be there. Why not? Why it's not capturing it? We should be on the glide slope by now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna disconnect autopilot. I'm gonna descend the aircraft myself towards the runway and land it manually. And this was expected because I never landed this aircraft, so maybe I did something wrong that it didn't capture the glide slope. So we are too high. Landing gear is down. Flaps 4, 5. Checklist. Flaps are indicating cabin is ready. Complete. Okay, we are clear to land. Still too high. It was too late to realize what was going on, so but we will hopefully get there. We still have time.
Too high.
1000.
too high.
Yeah, I know we are too high.
Approaching 0, 6.
Sync rate.
We're slowly coming to the profile. A little bit late.
500. Sync rate. Sync rate. 400.
All right,
300.
we're off.
200.
This is gonna be a very unprofessional
Sync rate.
landing.
100. 50. 30. 20. 10.
Okay, we are down. Reversers are engaged. Let's maintain the center line. Push the brakes. Reversers are disengaged, and we are gonna take this exit. Flaps are coming in. Not great landing, but I was not planning to record the video again because we did not capture the glide slope, so we will exit here. Clean the aircraft and then continue with the rest of the parking here in a little bit. Let's just right, let's stop here. Let's set the parking brake momentarily to set everything up. Contact and all right, so we are expecting gate 5-6. We will contact ground very shortly, and that will be it. Okay, let's get the ground connection. Ground, Air Canada 646 requesting parking to the assigned gate. That's it. Okay. Let's start the APU. Lights are coming off. Taxi light is coming on. Strobe is coming off. And we are good to go. Parking brake off. Stand 56 is what we need to find. I doubt that they will be marked, so we are gonna park somewhere suitable and end the flight there. It's a small airport anyway, so empty, so it's accelerating a little bit, but it's fine. We will take this right turn, park the aircraft, and call it a day. Move it down. Look to the right. There's an Air Canada that we would like to avoid. Slight overshooting the turn. Just park to that gate with the jetway. that's probably our gate because there's a marshaller over there. We will use it to our advantage. Turn the taxi light off. We don't want to blind anyone. Let's look to the right. Stop. Let's go. Parking brake is set. We are gonna shut the engines down. Beacon off. That's it, guys. Welcome. I hope you guys enjoyed the flight. If you did, please consider giving the video a like, and if you want to get notified for the future videos, turn on the bell. I'll be seeing you in the next video.